Hello and good afternoon, TGIF, out there in home buying, home selling land. This is your host, Sean Wilson, Sales Manager, Mid Atlantic Builder Division for New American Funding, coming with you another Friday episode of Real Pro Fridays. I want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us today at midday afternoon. And so we have a fantastic guest today. Before I bring her on, I just wanted to a couple of announcements really quick. First of all, I want to let you know why we do this. Why do we come on midday during the workday to bring you real estate professionals on our Real Pro Friday platform? So let me bring up my mission statement right there. We're looking to interview real estate industry pros to learn what has made them successful and to gain their insight and wisdom about all aspects of the home buying and home selling process, so you, Mr. Home Buyer, Miss Homeowner, or you, Mrs. Home Buyer, or Mrs. Homeowner, can enjoy an amazing home buying and home selling experience. And so that's why we coming to you live every week, week in and week out, doing this for you. And so one thing I just want to just kind of plug really, really quickly is our first time homebuyer series that airs every third Thursday at 2 o'clock. And we had an amazing time yesterday, had some wonderful guests on our show yesterday. So you want to go to my Facebook page and I'll bring it up in a second so that you can review that and get caught up because our next session is going to start on next week. And so just to give you an idea of what we're talking about. So first quarter, we talked about home ownership readiness. I have no idea. And so we broke down the 4 C's of lending. Second quarter, we've been discussing destination home ownership, first things first, and helping you determine your path to home ownership, right? Third quarter starts our home owner series. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, we did not leave you out. We have a power pack 2 quarters coming up to you. We're going to start with Make It Pretty, home decor, landscaping tips. We're talking about solar energy, and we're just bringing to you the concept, your home, your style. So we're going to bring professionals to give you ideas. We're not really trying to tell you what to do and how to decorate your home. We're just adding to the what your vision is already for your home, and just kind of help you beautify it even more. And then third quarter, we're gonna be answering the question, what can we do, or what can I do with my home equity? Cash cow, money down the drain is the series. We're bringing the tax professionals, wealth financial professionals coming in to talk about what you can do with your equity. So you want to tune in. That's going to be every third Thursday at 2 o'clock. Awesome. So here's what I want you to do. If you want to get access to our home buyer readiness kit that we have put together, it is an awesome kit. And we talked about that on every third Thursday of every month, starting January the 20th. And all of those videos are on my Facebook page, and I'll give you the site in just a second. And if you want to get access to that, and to help make your home buying process easier, you want to scan that QR code that's on the screen. It'll take you to the From Dream to Reality registration page. We want to know who you are. Where should we send this kit? It's going to have a home warranty coupon in it. It's going to have 50% off for your home inspection is going to be there. Discounts on title services are going to be in there. We have an awesome family budget. It's a dynamic Excel calculator that you can put your entire family budget in there to help manage your finances better. A wealth building tool is going to be in there. Debt elimination tool is going to be in there. If you've ever wondered how to fix your credit, we have a credit report, red flag, and checklist in there that you can go through and itemize and assess your credit report to see what is wrong and what needs to be fixed. We have all of that in there. It's going to be a total of about 25 gifts that we have in the home buyer readiness pack. Register, QR code right there, scan that, put your information in so I can send it out to you. All right. Outstanding. Awesome. So to reach me, let me just bring this up really quick. To reach me on Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube, you want to put in From Dream to Reality Live. Facebook, you can put that address in, or you can just Google at myseniormortgageadvisor.com, at myseniormortgageadvisor.com, to bring that up. Outstanding. It's outstanding. And so, just quick disclaimer, really, really quick. The views and opinions and commentary of all the guests that we bring on the show is not that of New American Funding or any of our subsidiaries, affiliates, sister companies. We encourage you, basically what we're saying, we want to encourage you to do your research, take charge of your home buying experience, right? And validate the guests that we bring on the show. Awesome. Outstanding. And so, after no further ado, before I bring up my guests, I have one more QR code I want to show you. One more QR code I want to show you. This QR code is for today's show. You want to scan that QR code right now, and it's going to take you to, and I'm going to do this live really quick. It's going to take you to this page right here. Here are the links that you can reach out and watch current and previous episodes. Put this information in. We want you to have this. We want to have this information so we know where to send the information that we're going to be talking about today. Home buyer tips and home seller tips. We're going to be talking about that today. And you want to get this information from this dynamic guest, and you can see her name there. I spilled the beans already. And so we're going to be bringing to you right now none other than Mrs. Deja Williams. While she's logging on, we're going to bring her to the stage just in a momentarily. Also, let me just bring up something else. I want you to take a look at this as well. All right, here is my, when you type in at myseniormortgageadvisor.com or at myseniormortgageadvisor, you'll see that it brings you to this page. So all of the episodes that we have that we've previously shown is going to be right here on this page, right? Here you go. My Senior Mortgage Advisor. And then you'll see my name and everything. And just scroll down. This is yesterday's presentation where we had a home inspector talking about giving tips and ideas on how to protect your home. And we had a homeowner's insurance person on that will help you in the area of homeowners insurance to make sure that you have the right coverage and thoroughly protected. She enlightened me. She told me something about backup coverage. I had no idea what is backup coverage. Evidently, there's a rider policy that you can obtain if anything backs up inside of your house. If you have this rider, it's going to cover any sewage or any leakage or any type of flood inside the house. This rider takes care of it. And so, with no further ado, we're going to clap it up and we're going to bring Miss Deja on the screen really quickly. Hold on one second there, guys. There you go. How you doing?
You made it.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, Deja.
Hey, Sean, how you doing?
I am absolutely amazing. I hope you're having a wonderful day.
I am. I really am. How are you? It feels great outside right now. So
I know
it's
that's right. I'm
a
about to
bright sunny
figure out a
day.
way to take this outside. You know what I mean? Have a canopy or something, take it outside. I'm gonna figure that out. You gave me a good idea. I'm gonna check in
You're
with the
gonna have to
manager,
put
see
a
if we can
green screen and then project a nice bright day behind you.
Okay. All right, I'll think about that too as well. Let me see. We got something here. We got some kind of background. Let me see. There we go. We got an aerial view. I don't know if you can see that. But we have an aerial view.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I want to get right into it. We were
All
kind of
right.
conversating about your business and what you do there in Virginia. And before we get into the tips, tell everybody, who is Deja Williams?
Yeah. So that is a really loaded question, but to be simple, Deja Williams, I am a child of God, a
Awesome.
daughter, a sister, a wife, and a mom. and I am in love with real estate, so I became a realtor. And
Nice.
and I'm just a woman trying to find my way. That's who I am, and trying to learn every day and just be better.
Outstanding, outstanding. And so it shows when you talk to your customers and it's the customers that I've been fortunate to be introduced to that you work with. All of them, every last one of them, talk very very highly of you.
Thank
And
you.
so you're doing an excellent job out there. And everyone, here's her contact information. Deja Williams with the royalty team at
Mhm.
Seaside Realty. You want to give her a call today. You don't want to
Right.
hesitate. If you're thinking about
Don't wait.
if you can spell the word house, you want to call her, right?
Mhm.
And
That's right.
that's her email, and that's her office address, office phone number as well. And so, just want to bring up here really quick. We were kind of reviewing these together, and I wanted to see if you could just kind of walk us through what is some of the special things that you talk to your clients about before you even refer them to a lender. What does your conversation look like?
Yeah. So my conversations with new clients right off the bat, I'm trying to understand what it is that they need from, like, what do they need from their house? What is it that they want to do? Where do they want to go? And
Hmm.
when do they want to move? Just trying to get those details hammered down so
Hmm.
I'll know how to provide a solution for them because that's what.
Well, it looks like we lost the connection there. And so while we're waiting for Daisy, we're gonna have her. She's gonna come right back on and bring her right back in. Sometimes life throws you a curve, and you have to ebb and flow and keep moving forward with your agenda. And so she has. I'm gonna leave these up on the screen as I talk about some of the guests that we got coming up on the show next week. Yesterday we talked about some of the minimum standards for you to be able to obtain a loan. We went through conventional financing, we went through FHA, VA, and USDA. And so next week we're going to, excuse me, not next week, on June 16th, we're going to go through um, renovation loans. We're going to break down the FHA 203K suite of renovation loans. They have a standard and a limited version, and what is the difference? We're going to go through Fannie Mae home style renovation, and then we're going to compare the standard and the home style. And then we have a couple of specialty programs. There are many of them out there, but the ones I want to highlight is we have a doctor program specifically for medical doctors. Even if you're in an intern capacity and you haven't graduated yet, you can still purchase a home. We're going to talk about that. And then for your self-employed, your entrepreneur out there, where you have sufficient income, but because you're enjoying the tax write-offs of being a business owner, being self-employed, you can't really show your income. You can't really show your income, and so we're going to talk about our self-employed program, and we're also going to talk about our no ratio. That's going to be pretty interesting. All right, and so we're going to bring Deja back on. She's here, and in all the glory. Hey,
Yeah.
Deja, welcome.
Hey, oh my goodness, when did I lose you?
I have no. You started talking about your buyer tips, and you went out and
Okay,
your information up here on the screen, and so something's working behind the scenes. They don't want this wisdom that you have, this awesome
right.
perspective of the home
Something.
buying experience to come out. But we're going to continue on so people can understand um, better the home buying experience,
Right.
Deja style.
Okay.
All
Yes,
right, so go
Deja
ahead.
style.
So
Okay, so
walk us
last
through
thing,
some of the tips. Yeah, go ahead.
so walking through the tips. So that's where we are. If most of the time I'm working with like a first time home buyer or first time buying in Virginia. So the tips that I think are really important, first things first, is choose a great realtor that's going to listen to you, make sure that we understand your goals, what it is that you want from your house, your location, your timeline, and then we really just start going from there. And then
Mhm.
the second thing that I like to tell my buyers is to always choose a local, reliable, if not local, but definitely a reliable, knowledgeable, patient lender, because that's how you're going to secure your house is with great financing. And it's important that your lender understands what it is that you're looking for, so they can, set a good tone for you and you don't get discouraged. That's another
Mhm.
thing. You cannot
Outstanding.
lose hope, like
Absolutely.
have an open communication with your realtor, with the title companies, the lenders. Everyone needs to understand what it is that you're looking for so we can make the process seamless. And then
Outstanding.
after, once we know your timelines, we just start working from there.
Hmm.
So the once we have a lender, we have a realtor, you have a lender, you know what you want from a house and where you want to be, then the next thing that you need to do, just what you should have already done before we really get started, is making sure that your reserves, or you have enough money to close, because right now we're in a seller's market and people are submitting offers usually with sometimes with cash, but they have some cash reserves, so they're paying for their own closing costs.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's been important as of this year and last year, to have
Hmm.
your closing costs saved away, and then
Hmm.
working with your lender to try to get some type of down payment assistance, closing
Outstanding.
cost assistance, and really checking in with your local city and seeing if the city can give you some assistance too. That's what I found was really nice. And letting everyone know that they can buy. Like,
Hmm.
even if you're in Section 8, Section 8 has a way for you to buy a house. So um, knowledge, educating my clients throughout the steps and what options they have available to them has been very helpful in getting them to win offers. So
Outstanding. Outstanding.
that's a great tip. I don't want to, like, pull out everything at the same time. So those are like my top, I guess, like my top 5, 6 tips to get started. Great lender, great relationship with their realtor, saving for your down payment. That's number one. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and having that motivation, and just keep going. And then of course just knowing what you want from a house. So.
Outstanding. So one question I did have, and so I always was interested in understanding a real estate agent's perspective on the home buyer selecting a particular house, right?
Hmm.
A particular purchase price.
Right.
But even before they even talk to the lender, is there a conversation about affordability, or you just kind of rely on your lender partners to kind of walk through that and then
Right.
backtrack and explain that to the team?
Well, most of the clients that are really ready to buy a house, they have an idea of what they want to pay.
Hmm.
So I always just check with them and see, like, what do you feel comfortable paying per month?
Hmm.
Because usually they have rent to pay, and their rent is like $1,000. So they'll feel within that, 1,000 to 1,500. They'll feel comfortable paying that in a mortgage,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
we'll work backwards from there and get a roundabout, like a soft estimate for
Hmm.
the house they can afford. So
Oh,
right now, they looking at a $1,500 mortgage, then you're probably
mhm,
looking at around 275, $300,000 purchase price. And
gotcha.
then
Mhm.
that's how, once we're at that point and they see the houses available, we go for the lender to really nail down those numbers.
Outstanding, outstanding. What drew you to the real estate industry as a career? Well, why are
Mhm.
you in the business?
Oh, why am I in this business? Because this business it's more than a business. I think it's like a lifestyle. It's legacy, it's wealth,
Wow.
and it's a community.
Mhm,
Everybody needs land
mhm,
to have a home, to go to school, to
mhm,
work.
mhm,
So I've always was interested in owning um, my own business one day. And then I come
mhm.
from a family of entrepreneurs. And
Outstanding.
so I saw how it's helped my family, from having a tenant in one house and of living in one house. So we had that extra money, and we were able to just have all of our family close by, just because it's just, they own a house. They can choose where
Mhm,
they want to live.
mhm,
And when I was, just going throughout my young adult, I'm still a young adult, but when I really started getting into like the corporate field of working and such, I started realizing that everybody that I went to, I talked to, they had something in common. They either invested or they saved. And the best ways that they invested and saved was in real estate.
Gotcha.
And that's what drew me, refocused me, I would say, because I was already real estate minded from a young age. And then once I realized that that's the way that people typically build wealth and pass it down to their kids is through their houses, I
Mhm.
was like, that's what I need to work in. And then I started doing my research and realizing that there's so much information on YouTube and podcasts and book. Um, like Rich Dad Poor Dad, it was something that kind of got my wheels turning as far as
Nice.
like real estate.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, we was going into the automatic millionaire, and
Mhm.
that was
Mhm.
the steps on buying a house and what you need to do to buy a house and a good, just basically putting together a good deal. So that way
Mhm.
you can start having cash flow reserves and then eventually working your way up to becoming a millionaire.
Gotcha.
So I started getting deep into real estate by way of like bird dogging for real estate investors. You know what I'm talking about, Sean. And
Absolutely.
like
Just
just
trying to get in. I understand.
yeah, just
Mhm.
trying to find a way to make it work. So uh bird dogging and then looking into wholesaling. And then finally I came across my broker and my associate broker in Maryland. And he was like, if you want to sell real estate, why don't you sell houses? Why don't you
Hmm.
become a realtor? And I
Oh,
was like, well, why don't I become a realtor? That makes perfect sense.
absolutely.
Like,
Yep.
yeah. So I became a realtor in Maryland, and I got so much experience and learning and training from my
Mhm.
team there, and it was amazing. I was like felt found, and
Gotcha.
then helping families was like it was surreal once I got to my first closing, and
Mhm.
I was helping one of my clients who recently just sold his house.
Mhm.
Um, buy his house in Maryland. And I'm like, wow, I was with him when I found this house. I sent it to him. He liked it. And he was, military relocating and everything just fit perfectly for him. We submitted a great offer and it just made sense. And then his family was so happy with it. I
Nice.
was just so excited for that feeling like, wow, I am
Wow.
helping families build wealth. And then it
Nice.
was like, I was hooked after that point, you know,
Gotcha.
no
Absolutely.
going back, no other career field is for me. I need to help people sell and buy houses.
As you all in, you got bit by that closing bug, and it's like,
Yeah.
man, that look at the
Yeah.
smile on their face. Nothing,
Right?
nothing can replace that, right?
No, nothing. And I really
Absolutely.
think like the smile really comes in when they're doing the final walkthrough
Mhm.
and they're just looking at the house, just making like it's really theirs and everything's all good the way they saw it, and they just it's time to sign the papers.
Outstanding. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I had a quick question here on your list. I was looking at number 5 there, and homes built before 1978. Talk to us about that. I'm not sure if our first-time home buyer audience
Yeah.
understands the importance of that statement. Talk to them about that.
Yeah. So oftentimes people buy houses because older homes because they have so much charm and
Mhm.
detail, and it's just beautiful. Homes built
Mhm.
in the 40s and 50s and 60s, you can tell that it was crafted with care. But
Mhm.
they will also use lead-based paint a lot during
Mhm.
that time before 1978. So
Mhm.
that was a concern because it was a danger to little kids and women especially,
Mhm.
and that can cause all types of issues if someone were to ingest peeling lead paint.
Exactly.
Kids eat stuff all the time.
Right, right.
So if you're looking to buy a house that was built before 1978, then you need to look for peeling paint. That's a big thing. And if you need to go up, and if you can get a home inspection, like get a home inspection. They say that it's for your protection, and it's true. So have them go up into the attic, down in the crawl space, making sure there's no asbestos in the house, which is
Mhm.
um, it's like fibers that can get into your throat and then cause all types of cancers.
Hmm.
And it's in the air, so you really wouldn't be able to avoid it if it's
Right.
been messed with or
Hmm.
not just preserved correctly. So it
Hmm.
takes special technicians to come and do lead-based paint, to do asbestos.
Hmm.
And then there's also knob and tube electrical work that has
Hmm.
been known to cause fires. And then
Hmm.
sometimes the insurance might not insure your property if you have knob and tube wiring. So you want to make sure that that's all squared away, and that's usually
Hmm.
used
Hmm.
in older houses.
Hmm.
So older houses can have a whole lot of old technology and
Hmm.
structures that are not up to code. And
Good.
so while it's beautiful, you just want to make sure you have a home inspector come in and make sure that everything is going to be insurable and protected
Outstanding.
for you.
Outstanding. Outstanding. And so, before I ask you the next question, one thing I did want to reiterate on top of that is that if you come across a house that has not been rehabbed, rehabilitated, or renovated,
Mhm.
then you want to give us a call and have a
Yeah,
conversation about a renovation loan. Especially if you have the resources to purchase the home, you don't need down payment assistance and things like that, then you can obtain a renovation loan that will convert that property into what you want to convert it into, and it will remove the asbestos, remove the lead, and then you can still have that antique charm on the exterior, but have a brand new build interior. So,
right.
um, so definitely you want to have a conversation with Deja before you go in the house. She'll be able to tell you if the house is built before 1978, and if it has not been renovated, then you want to take precaution in going in. You definitely don't want children to go in with you. I recommend wearing a mask if you go inside a home that has not been rehabilitated because you don't know what type of airborne
Mhm.
poisons are present. So just wanted to give that great wisdom there, Deja. What drew you to your current brokerage?
Well, when I moved here, I used them to buy my house.
Nice.
And the fact that they were there available and just helped us get into our house without, I think we went out twice for tours, and it
Mhm,
was 2020. I could say it was a different market. It was
mhm,
on a roller coaster of markets. So we was able to get into our house quickly, and they were so helpful. And it was easy. They scheduled our home inspection,
mhm.
and with a reputable company that I still use today.
Nice.
And it was, it wasn't like it wasn't any hassle. And as a realtor, I really appreciated that because I've been helping people find houses. I really truly didn't have time to find my own house in great
Mhm.
detail. So they helped me fill in those blanks. And then the once I met them and I got to know them, I was like, our our energies kind of line up, and we can just start to work together. They can train me, teach me all they know about Virginia, and
Mhm.
even though I'm from here, since I spent time in Maryland, I wanted to just get a refresher with a great team that's growing.
Yes.
And they were able to do that for me. So it was
Outstanding.
like a no-brainer to go with people who helped me buy a house.
Absolutely. You felt that connection early on, and you wanted to
Yeah.
continue and
Like
let
I had a client experience from an agent perspective.
I got you. That's amazing. So what would
Mhm.
you say has made you successful since you've been in the mortgage industry mortgage real estate industry?
I think what's made me successful is my willingness to really work with people and be patient
Mhm,
and listen to what they need and just be available. I'm always on call. If I'm not, then I get back to you. And I think open communication with my clients is very important.
mhm,
So if they need something, then I'm always there to help them.
mhm,
And that goes a long way, I've noticed.
mhm,
So that's helped. And then my teams have been awesome. They've trained me very well. And whenever I have a question, I can just ask them and they'll get back to me within like minutes.
got
And if they're busy, then I can go to someone else because I always keep good people around me.
outstanding.
And if there's anything that I need, then I just reach out to my lenders, the title companies, the attorneys,
Yeah.
and other local agents, and just ask them, how would you handle the situation? And then I'll just adapt.
I got you. I got
and
you.
just make it work.
Outstanding. Absolutely. You know, no need to repeat the mistake. You just follow those who are successful, right?
I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. That sounds like a lot of work.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know you work with sellers, and
Mhm.
so I've been reviewing your list here, and so out of this list that we have, what do you, what's like your top, maybe 3 or 4 things that you want your sellers to know once you've earned the listing,
Okay, so what I
especially with
want,
the, I apologize, especially with regard to, let me see, how do we get it? Let's get back. Especially with regard to positioning the property or curb appeal and things like that too.
okay, yeah. So the first things that I like to tell sellers is to, well, when I meet them, go through their house, I'm looking for things that a buyer is going to look for. So
Mhm.
any types of, cracks on countertops that may be, stand out, if they might want it repaired, just let them know that that's something they could ask for. But
Mhm.
if you want to get it fixed, then, you know, just go ahead and as if you're going to buy the house, how would you want it presented to you? So making sure that it shows very well, um, depersonalizing as much as possible. You have to clean your house because if you walk into a home and the first thing you smell is odor of any sort, it's going to put
Yeah.
some type of message in the buyer's head. So
Yeah.
cleaning up your house, decluttering is very important because you don't want people hitting your stuff. And
Let,
then,
let me ask, let me ask you a question before you go on. Not to
yeah.
cut you off. I apologize. I want to get this in. Why? So let me. Have you gone into a house where, I mean, it looks really good on the outside and everything? You get in like, oh, what is that?
Yes, I have. But typically when it looks good on the outside, it looks well enough in the inside. It's
Gotcha.
more so like for people who if you know that you have pets or you smoke in the house or you do anything that could potentially cause other odors, just be mindful
Mhm.
and try to, air out your house, and hire a cleaning company so you can, because oftentimes we gotta go nose blind to our own
Mhm.
smells. So
Mhm.
hire a
Mhm.
cleaning company to do that work for you.
Mhm.
And once you meet with me, you'll understand how much money you're going to be making from your sale. So
Mhm.
spending the extra, $300, $400 on your house being clean isn't going to matter since you have purchased land and that's the best investment possible. And you're about to come off with making,
Sure.
ideally thousands of dollars.
Sure.
So it will balance out. And so that's
Outstanding.
something that's important. If you're really selling and you're thinking about buying, because that's normally what people do, make sure you talk to your lender as soon as possible to see if you can roll that money that you're making into your next house.
Yeah.
So that can come with, I mean, it depends on how you purchased it. If it's an investment property, then you can roll that money over and that can work to your advantage. But for just regular sellers, you can still um, use the money to purchase your next house, and that can have its own advantages on what your buying power is like because you can put down more and then work out the kinks with your lender to see if you can buy down points or
Find down the interest
do
rate. Yeah.
anything that you can to make your mortgage more affordable. You have the funds and the capital to do so.
Be able to do it.
So,
Outstanding. Outstanding.
mhm.
Let me ask you this. Do you guys have teams there at Seaside Realty that can support that homeowner that may see this, that's may not have the ability or not able to get out and mow the lawn, or maybe not able to do the deep cleaning? Is there supports that you guys offer to help those home sellers as well?
Well, I we
Or
have a
community
list of
resources?
people.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
our community resource comes in the form of like our golden pages. So
Okay.
we have a list of people who we recommend for everything for
Outstanding.
financing, lenders, contractors, painters,
Nice.
handymen. So we know the people to get you in contact with in case you need anything outside of just, real estate questions, but just maintenance, then we can refer
Outstanding.
that to you.
Outstanding. So they come to you and say, "Yes, I wanna list my house, but I can't really lift anything. I need help." And so you have the resources in-house, and they say, okay, if
Well, they're not
here's
in-house.
well, I mean your list. You mentioned
Yeah,
golden
yeah,
list. Yeah. So your
yeah,
golden list is kind of your in-house partners, right?
right.
Your relationships
Mhm.
that you rely on to help bring the home buying experience and help make the home selling experience an enjoyable one. So they don't have to
That's
go
right.
outside of your relationship to get the support they need, is my point.
That's right. And
Oh,
that makes people feel better too about, inviting people into their home and, just trying to make the whole process less stress as possible. So, and
outstanding.
that's definitely come in handy because having a moving company as a real estate agent and owning a cleaning company, you already know that one of my clients are going to need it. So that was
Absolutely.
important that we have somebody that can help.
Outstanding, outstanding. So what talk to us about how you're serving or have you served in your community? And what's your primary markets that you serve as well, that you work in?
Okay, yeah. So I'm licensed, and obviously I'm licensed in Virginia, but I serve all up way up to Williamsburg, and then down over to Suffolk,
Okay.
and then way down into Sandbridge, depending on where the client wants to be. But my general primary markets is the Southampton Roads, so that would be Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Portsmouth,
Nice.
and Suffolk. That name all 5 cities: Chesapeake, Suffolk, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, and Norfolk. And then,
Outstanding.
of course, I will go up to Newport News in Hampton. I do a lot of business up there too. You can, you saw my record, but that's my primary market. And the way that we like to serve is in a couple ways.
Mhm.
I go to my church in case I ever need to serve and see how I can be of help. So I recently joined the Virginia Coalition Against Human Trafficking,
Nice.
and that's something that's close to my heart because it's something that's real and it's happening,
Yes.
and all of us could be a victim at some point. So if I can serve and help prevent someone from being, taken from their families in any way, then that makes me feel like I'm, living up to a purpose. So that's
That's
great. And
amazing.
then, yeah, it
Let me
is
clap it up.
amazing.
Let's clap it up right there. Let's clap it up there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I'll share that link too. So in case anybody else want to join me with that, then you can, because it's for a good cause and it's with New Life Church, and I love that church. So
Outstanding.
I'll go to church, and then my husband and I, my husband did most of the work. I was just there to help him, but he cooked for the community and the last Easter cookout. That was really good. It fed like
What?
he fed like 300 people was there.
Nice.
So that was very, very nice. And
Mr. Chef.
yeah, right. So then we recently opened up a new branch in Norfolk. So we had a charity event to raise money for some local charities in the area. And that was including Hope House, and it was a women's shelter. And
Nice.
there was a couple other ones that we were able to say, raise enough money to give to them. And then another thing that I've done is honor my teachers. So I went to Jolliffe Middle School and Western Branch High School, and I dropped off some bags for my old teachers. And inside of a nice basket, it was really special to be able to gift, my teachers a refreshment and just to let them know what I'm doing and just have that community outreach. So
Outstanding.
there's a lot of things that we're trying to do to get in
That's
the community.
amazing.
It's important.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Outstanding. So you want to call her. She serves her community. She has resources to help the home buyers who may not be able to, home sellers who may not be able to beautify their home and make it ready for sale. One-stop shop. Your home buyers. She's educating you
Mhm.
about the home buying process and giving you some do's and don'ts and things like that to help you prepare. You want Deja Williams on your clap it up.
Yes. Yes. Come
Deja
on.
Williams on your team, right? So,
That's right.
why is homebuyer education important? What do you think about that?
It's
Or is it
important for motivation. Because, like,
motivation? Say more about that.
if you don't know what it is that you're doing, you're not going to want to do it. because you're not gonna you don't want to get lost and spend a bunch of money for no reason, you
Exactly.
know. So if
No, that's right.
the home buyers seminars or workshops, something that I do to clients that I can't really have in front of me. And we just go over the ins and out of home buying, the whole process, because a lot of people need to understand like how long is it going to take? When do I need to start shopping? How much is my upfront costs going to be? And how am I going to be protected if I don't really like this house and I want to pull out? You know, so that's things that we go through, and I'll always get them again with a great lender, because once you have a great lender, or maybe even getting approved for multiple types of loans, you can really make the best offer possible. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so that's something that I've been really like learning more and more as we get into like buyers accepted programs, which turns our regular FHA conventional, not I don't in some way, I think VA buyers as well,
VA and
um,
conventional.
VA and conventional buyers into cash buyers, which helps their chances of competing with cash offers. So
Absolutely.
we'll talk about that and answer their myth that they have around home buying, like it's super expensive, is people are going to, be outbidding me and putting in, $50,000 above asking. I mean, we're not there, but it is competitive. So just letting them know what the market truly is, so that way they're not afraid to move forward. I mean, right now in the Southampton Roads area where I primarily work, we have 1,353 properties that are active on the market. That's in all price ranges, but you only need one.
Right.
So even though it's a seller's market, you can still put in a great offer, get the house that you want, or fix it up and make the house that you want.
That's
And
important.
we can just, close on your house, and then we're going to be friends after this whole situation is over. Like, we're going to
Outstanding.
be having your housewarming party in no time. So
No time
as
at
long as
all.
they
Right.
can understand that, then they're ready to buy a house.
Outstanding. As we're drawing to a close here, it just got one more question for you. And I know this is a hard one. I'm pulling this one out the hat. And so tell us a fun fact about you, something you don't mind sharing with the
Yeah.
social media public.
Yeah. So, whoa, this question is so crazy, right? Well, fun fact about me, you probably already saw it just talking, is that I like to dive deep with any type of passions that I have. And one of
Okay.
my passions are real estate.
All right.
So whenever I'm interested in something, I'm looking for like, what do I need to know from A through Z, and surrounding myself with people who are doing it, because I want to ask them questions and pick their brain and have them mentor me. And then once I'm at that step, I became a realtor. So then I'm like, all right, now I need to really tell people about what I'm doing that helps me, because by teaching, I get to learn more. And then it also helps them
Outstanding.
because they get to purchase house, build legacy, and it helps my business grow. So we're just exchanging, I'm exchanging information, and they're getting wealth, and we get to build wealth together and then do business together, and the cycle repeats and repeats. So then I'm like, well, now everybody around me need to do it. So I like
Nice.
bringing people in and getting them involved into my passions, and hopefully it helps, and I know it will help. So I don't know. I'm like a bulldog. Like once I have something, I am on it. I'm making sure that my husband, my cousin, my grandma, my dad, my mom, we're all into buying properties together. I'm very passionate about bridging the gap between rich and poor. So everybody
Outstanding.
that I can gather into making this world a better place, which is like my passion. Like real estate is my vehicle, making the world a better place is like the passion. So
Wow.
once, yeah, so that's when I'm like, that's my trajectory. That's when I'm diving deep. So right now, my fun fact is I'm going to change the world.
You're gonna change the world. I love it. Outstanding. So you heard it first. So when you see your environment change, you want to definitely remember Deja Williams. Matter of fact,
Right.
do better than that. Two things I have on the screen right now. That QR code, you want to scan that right now and go to the page and fill out your information. Tell us who you are. Where do we send Deja's information? They're her buyer tips. You need those buyer tips. And you home
Mhm.
sellers, you're getting ready to put your house on the market. You want to give her a call. Let's put those tips in your hand. And then also, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do just for today only is I'm going to send you our home buyer readiness kit. Home buyer readiness kit. I'm going to send that to you for just scanning and giving us your email address. I promise you, we won't spam you. We will communicate with you in the manner that you allow us to do after that first email. As you put your information in there, we're going to send that information out to you. And so you can reach her today at
Mhm.
757-530-5504, and you see her email there on the screen. So as we close out, Deja, any closing thoughts that you want to leave with our audience today?
Yeah, well, if I am blessed enough to have someone, really reach out to me, then I really just want to know, how can I serve you? What is it that you need from me? If we can
Mm,
start there, then I'll really understand what it is that I can offer you. And then it will make this whole entire situation, not situation, but this process helpful, not just for, for me, but hopefully for you. So just let me know how I can help. And I really am looking
yeah.
forward to talking to you.
Outstanding. So thank you so much, Deja, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on Real Pro Fridays today. And
Thank you. Thank you.
with that, I'm gonna give you back the rest of your day, and you enjoy. Have an
All right. See you,
amazing weekend.
everybody. Bye. Bye. Call me.
All right. All right. Give her a call, guys. Give her a call. I'll leave that number up there a few minutes more so you can go ahead and jot that down and give her a call. And so you heard some of the wonderful tips that Deja Williams talked about. And we only spent a few minutes today to share some of her wisdom and her insight. Just imagine if you sit down with a home buyer consultation or a homeowner or homeowner consultation listing appointment. She comes out and talk to you how she can position your house to sell very quickly. Just imagine what insight you'll get when you talk to her live. So there's her information right there. Again, you can scan that QR code to get the homebuyer readiness kit that I'm going to do today, and then the homebuyer tips. I'll bring those up really quickly again. So there's the homebuyer tips one more time, and there are the seller tips one more time. So we want to send that out to you as well. So as we close out today, I just wanted to remind everyone our From Dream to Reality home buyer and home seller series is every third Thursday of the month at 2 o'clock, coming up on June the 16th. You do not want to miss it. That's our last episode in the series, Destination Home Ownership First Things First, where we're helping you determine your path to home ownership, and where we're going to be finishing up with renovation loans, FHA 203K, Fannie Mae Home Style. We're going to talk about our doctor program, down payment assistance. Working on getting some guests in for down payment assistance to talk about the programs. If not, we'll break down some of the down payment assistance programs, the popular ones at least, that are in the Maryland, DC, and Virginia area. And Georgia, we have not forgotten about you. And so we're going to also talk about Georgia Dream and some of the programs there in the great state of Georgia as well. All right. So thank you so much again for joining us for another episode of Real Pro Fridays. And you have an amazing weekend.